Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. This is sincere Shalom to the hopeful elect out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom to you all. All right, there's a lot of layoffs going on right now. And I've been seeing these headlines for the longest time. So, through the spirit, it's about time to make a video about it. Okay, so this article here says CEO lays off 150 employees, tells them they'll largely be replaced with AI. Executives are stumbling over themselves to replace pesky and expensive human labor with AI. In the latest instance, the billionaire co-founder and CEO of software giant Atlassian, Mike Cannon-Brookes, announced that 150 people would be laid off, with some jobs being replaced with AI tech outlets, including Sky News report. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, the cuts affect customers' service roles exposed to AI. Cannon-Brookes made the announcement over a video call from his home. Affected staffers are expected to be paid for the next 6 months, softening the blow a little. It's a sign of the times. That's right. It is a sign of the times, man. Like the scriptures say, man, measure the time diligently in itself, right? Because we're in these times where prophecy is jumping off the pages, man. Okay, we know that this devil is ultimately going to mandate the MOTB for buying and selling, which is what? The RFID C-HIP, right? The chip that goes in the hand, all right? And then there's Neuralink, which is the brain chip. That's the one that goes in the forehead. And these will be made mandatory for buying and selling, okay? And it's all heading that way, man, okay? So, they're putting the squeeze on you people. All right, a lot of so-called black women lost their jobs because they got rid of the DEI initiatives and things of that nature. Okay, and a lot of people that actually got handouts were who? So-called black women. All right, a so-called black man didn't get, contrary to popular belief, the so-called black man doesn't really get as many handouts, man. It's really all for the black woman. Why? To destroy the family unit, which, I made probably 3 or 4 videos on that in the past week. Okay, but basically, you got all these people getting laid off. You got Edomites getting laid off, right? Because ultimately, the whole world, everybody is going to be faced with that decision, okay? To take this chip into your body or basically risk your life and possibly get killed, starve to death, okay? That's what's getting ready to happen. That's where it's all heading to. And that's, AI is a big part of that. This new technological society that's going to be dependent on AI. It's going to be dependent on biometrics and ultimately the chip. It says it's a sign of the times. Though as executives are looking to automate vast swaths of the job market with the help of AI, the tech industry in particular has been rocked by mass layoffs for years now as companies double down on multi-billion-dollar investments in AI data center build-outs. And you got the Stargate project, $500 billion with Donald Trump, Elon Musk. And then, of course, you got Elon Musk saying he's going to buy, so many NVIDIA chips, billions of dollars on that. Okay, and you got all these different countries developing their AI systems to compete with the U.S.'s version of AI, okay? And, you got DeepSeek in China, all right? It's only a matter of time before not just these soft jobs get replaced, but literally all these jobs get replaced, man, or damn near all of them, okay? And, how are people going to work and make money? They're not. What's going to happen is they're going to give you what's called universal income, okay? But there's going to be a catch, okay? The catch is it's going to be digital currency, And the only way you can participate in this new society is to get a chip in your hand or in your brain. That's what it's going to be, man. There's going to be this new society, the new world order. All right? That's the times we're heading to, man. All right? But like it says here, they're doubling down on multi-billion-dollar investments in AI data center build-outs and approaching high-profile talent from their competitors, right? We went over that just earlier. The news comes after OpenAI CEO Sam Altman warned that entire job categories, including the customer support roles that took a hit at Atlassian, could soon be wiped out by AI. Now you call one of these things and AI answers. Altman told Federal Reserve Vice Chair for Supervision Michelle Bowman during a recent appearance, it's like a super smart, capable person. There's no phone tree. There's no transfers. It can do everything that any customer support agent at that company could do. Meanwhile, Atlassian's other billionaire co-founder, Scott Farquhar, defended the layoffs, telling reporters today that Australia's copyright laws should be revised so AI companies have free rein to mine data unobstructed. If we make call center staff more productive, people aren't going to call more, and we'll probably need less center staff, Farquhar said, as quoted by the Herald. Some parts of our economy will grow significantly as AI makes them more productive, and some parts of our economy will shrink as we do that. In a company blog post, a spokesperson highlighted to the newspaper Atlassian pointed to his code of ethics justifying his mass layoffs. Our value of build with heart and balance is about making the hard, right decisions with passion, empathy, and care, which that's bullshit. The blog post reads, Cannon Brooks already came under fire earlier this year after buying a personal jet for upward of $75 million. Right, while everybody's making minimum wage, right? Despite this, his climate advocacy and push for solar energy, Sky News reports. I'm not denying I have a deep internal conflict on this, he wrote in LinkedIn post back in March, arguing he needed his plane for personal security reasons. Yeah, because you a damn devil and you scared of people taking vengeance on you for being a fucking thief. You know? That's what all you fucking high-level so-called rich people are, man. You're so-called rich because you're really not rich in righteousness or in being a spiritual person, in wisdom. Okay, you're all children of fools, children of base men. That's what you are. All right? And, the scripture says this is your kingdom, so live it up. Go ahead and buy yourself another plane. That's what I recommend. Buy yourself another plane. All right? Lay everybody off everywhere. That's what you ought to do. Okay? Because soon, the sooner this devil mandates the MOTB, the sooner we can get the hell up out of here, man. All right? These devils, are wicked as all hell. Like the scriptures say, let favor be shown unto the wicked. Let's get that. We're going to start it off with that. This is Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be showed to the wicked. Right? Favor, right? They have all these riches. They could just buy a jet whenever the fuck they want. Go anywhere they want. Go to vacation. Okay? It says, yet will he not learn righteousness. You see? They've got all this access to knowledge and people, and they can pay anybody to do anything. You would think that these devils would eventually learn righteousness and stop being devils, but they won't. All right, it says, in the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh. You see, so, you know, these devils are through, okay, and they've always been through. And that's why they're the nation against whom the Lord will have indignation forever. Okay, because, you know, all these CEOs are Edomites. Now, some of them are from the other nations, all right? But ultimately, the power structure is created by who? Esau, Edom, okay? But yeah, man, like I was saying, all these jobs shutting down, all the economy going down the toilet. Okay, this is biblical prophecy, man. Okay, we are every day one step closer to this MOTB mandation. This is Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, right? Grinding represents work. You know, you ever heard the saying, you know, you got to grind to make money. You got to grind, right? The grinding is low, right? And of course, back in the day, they used to grind grain and shit like that, right? The sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, right? You're not going to wake up to your alarm clock. You're going to wake up to the rooster crowing, man. Because why? Because you ain't got to get up early no more, because you ain't going to have a job. So might as well just sleep in, right? Why ain't you going to have a job? Because AI is going to take all your jobs. You know, so this devil could have an excuse to give you universal income. But he's giving you the universal income with what? With an ultimatum. Take this chip, and you're going to make $4,000 a week, and you don't got to do shit. You know, be a part of the new society, the new utopia. You know, put this chip in your brain, and you're going to become a genius, and everybody will be rich. Everybody will be like a CEO. Everybody will be able to do whatever they want. You know, they might even just tell you, well, you can't do whatever you want, but you know, you could, in your mind, you can. You want to go to vacation in Hawaii? Just close your eyes and use your mind to download the Hawaii experience into your brain using your brand new Neuralink chip. You see? That shit is crazy, man. And call lawyer how about Shimei Shah. This thing is speeding up, man, because, you know, the saints are worn out. Going to all these hoe-ass jobs, tired as all hell, body falling apart. All right. But it says that he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Why the daughters of music brought low, man? These elites, you know, they use this music to pump out their garbage philosophies into the minds of our people. All right, that's part of that Babylon wine, man. This hoe-ass music that sucks ass, okay? You could go back to the 90s or the early 2000s and the music was still good. But nowadays, you listen to music, a motherfucker you don't even know what the fuck motherfuckers are saying in the music, man. Music is shit right now, okay? So part of this prophecies is already happening right now, man, okay? And what we're supposed to be doing is looking at these things and praying and watching, measuring the time, man, saying, okay, so this is starting to happen at this rate. Oh, before you know it, this MOTB is going to be mandated. Because why? Because there's no jobs. So if there's no jobs, okay, how are people going to survive? Right? Oh, so that means Esau's getting close to switching up the system. That's what it means. This is Matthew 26:41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation, man. What is the temptation? The hour of temptation, man. That's what's coming. All right, for us in this time, we got to be thinking about that hour of temptation, man. All right, it says, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. All right. That's right. So constantly being praying. The scripture says pray without ceasing, man. Okay. Let's see here. The hour of temptation. Let's get that real quick. This is Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right? Being in this truth. Okay. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon who? All the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right. So this truth is our one-way ticket onto a chariot. All right. A chariot of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And it's a one-way ticket to, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai putting a spirit on you to never take this mark no matter what. Okay, because, people think they're going to be able to resist the MOTB mandation when it comes just based off of their own will. You're not going to be able to, man. The only way you're going to be able to do it is through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and following the instructions of this book. This is why you got to be immersed in the scriptures, being baptized, because that's how you're going to know the instructions, man. If you don't follow the instructions, how you going to get saved, man? All right? It's like if somebody gives you an instruction book to put together a shelf, and the first thing you do is throw the instruction book away and say, nah, I'm going to do it my own way. That shelf is going to end up fucked up and it's going to fall apart. All right? So a lot of you Israelites out there need to stop being hard-headed and just follow the instructions of this book, the way we teach it, precept upon precept, as the book has said. All right? Stop following all these bugged-out philosophies, man. Okay? The elders and apostles of Great Millstone have it right. All right, the men on down and the affiliates, we're teaching this 100% truth. Okay, and this is the way. All right, Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. All right, because GMS is the only camp teaching about the MOTB. And the only other people that know about it is the so-called Christian church. But that's the only thing they know about. Everything else they go off on, man. You can't follow a group that's right about one thing and wrong about another. You got to follow the only group that has it all right. Okay, the scripture says you would know all things if you got the spirit on you, man. Okay, these other, different camps and groups, they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, and that's why, all you people out there are confused. Okay, come and watch this truth. This is the real truth, man. All right, so if you keep the word of the Lord's patience, he's going to keep you from the MOTB, which is, again, that's coming very soon, man. Before you know it, you're going to turn on the news, and there's going to be an announcement. By such and such date, you got to get this chip. Go to your nearest FEMA camp and get your chip, or else you will not be able to participate in society. All right? And then the closer you get to that date, they're going to start passing other laws. Those who refuse the chip are committing a felony. Those who, this, that, and the third. The way they do now with everything, man. All right? I just saw a headline that on August the 15th, I believe, don't quote me on it. It could be the 13th or whatever, but it don't matter. It's in August. YouTube is going to start using AI to verify how old you are. Okay, so if they believe that you're a teenager, guess what? Now, in order to use YouTube, you're going to have to provide documents. So now they're going to have your ID, your social security number, your name, your number, where to find you, your address. So now if you want to speak the truth, they could come scoop you up in the middle of the night because you gave them all your information. You see? This could lead to the famine of the word. Again, which that's part of the, measure the time diligently, watch and pray, because the more this stuff starts to happen, the closer we are to the end, Yasharallah. All right? So, yeah, watch and pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So I pray that lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakurash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. The sincere shalom to the hopeful elect out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom to you all. Shalom wa abad babal. Shalom.